to BK's Bullets. We're going to take a look at the Comixology Unlimited March editions. So here's the books, and the web seems to have a bigger picture of the covers here. And also, what's weird is like their app, their iOS app. See, it says February. I'm going to click on it here on my iPad, and then I just discovered this today. Boom, March. I was kind of waiting for them to update that icon. And stupid me never clicked on it. So let's go to the web here. Boom. All right. March editions. So here we go. We're going to pick out things to read and give some recommendations of things to read based on stuff I have already read. So here you go. March 2019. Aliens Dead Orbit here on the left. No idea if I want to read that. A lot of the licensed Aliens Predator books that I have perused or read a little bit. Like I read that Predator Hunted from last month, and that was kind of like meh. So I'll give a pass on that. I will borrow Lock and Key just because I have all the other volumes borrowed. I think there are 6. Let's click on this and go. Yeah. So yeah, there's maybe 2 more volumes here in the middle before I start to get to the issues. Easy way to look at this is usually the first issue of a, of a trade paperback volume is also the same cover as like number 1. So Lock and Key number 1 right here in the middle, and then all the way over to the left, volume 1, same cover. So that's how I can tell. But Gabriel Rodriguez, Joe Hill, it's supposed to be really good. I need to just sit down and start reading it. Riverdale, volume 1. Oh, let's squint in there. Who's that by? Doesn't actually say. Let's look at it. I guess this is based on the CW show. Yes, told by the CW. Written by a whole bunch of people, art by a whole bunch of people. Joe Eisma does some art. This don't look too bad if you're into Riverdale. Let's go back here and X-Men Red, Volume 1, The Hate Machine. Not into the X-Men that much, but this is Jean Grey back from the dead after the Phoenix event. Who is this artist? It's pretty good. Art by Pascal Alixe, Mahmoud Asrar. Okay, yeah, I know I've seen the Mahmoud stuff, but that first guy was a little bit different. So there you go. Oh, there's the price. See, if you're a Comixology Unlimited member, it says right here it's $9.34, crossed out $9.99. So what's that? That's the 15% unlimited discount you get on. Right now, I think it's like everything you get. Marvel, Image, Dynamite, like every publisher that takes, participates in the unlimited program, you get a 15% discount of everything on the store. So that's a little nice thing. Fabio Moon, Gabriel Ba, Day Tripper over here. It says this is the deluxe hardcover. Does it say how many issues it is? No idea. Scroll down, 265 pages. That's a big read. Let's look at some of this art here. Oh yeah, this web works a lot better than their app does. This is interesting. The art here is a little different than the Umbrella Academy stuff I've read by one of them. Maybe it was Gabriel Ba doing art, not Fabio on that. I'm not sure. Here's a good one. Clone Conspiracy, Amazing Spider-Man. Let's click on this and blow it up. Boom. Here you go. This is a great story. A little confusing if you haven't read any other Spider-Man stuff, but this is great. What's in here? 1 through 5, Omega. It does not have... Oh, it does have Amazing Spider-Man. Okay, so this is everything. And I've actually bought this. That's interesting. Oh yes, that's right. Because I didn't buy the single issues. I waited for this. I'm glad I did. So it's got Amazing Spider-Man. The issues here. It's like a couple issues, 5 issues there. Then Clone Conspiracy 1 through 5. So what would happen is you would get Clone Conspiracy number 1, and then Amazing Spider-Man with the next issue would continue off, or and do a little bit story. And you could still kind of read Clone Conspiracy, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, but there was stuff you missed. Like there's a whole fight that's in Amazing Spider-Man and not in the Clone Conspiracy book. Same thing with Blackest Night. Let's go all the way to the right over here. This just has 0 through 8. But really, you're doing yourself a disservice if you are reading Blackest Night and not reading the Green Lantern issues that take place in between all of these issues. That's one of the things about these events that I'm kind of like, I know that the main stories are supposed to be side stories, but I guess they saw sales dip so much other times that they, said you have to tell us, um, you have to tell a story in all of these issues instead of just the 8 issues we gave you. So that's a little confusing. So in this Blackest Night, this is all drawn by Ivan Rice, or Ivan Reis. I don't know how you pronounce his last name. He's a Brazilian artist. He's amazing. Look at this stuff. I mean, there's not much to look at there. Look at these. Some classic Justice League panels there. Batman getting killed in Final Crisis. Oops, spoilers. Look at this stuff. It's just beautiful. He's one of the parallels that might be considered a modern day George Perez, but he's not as fast as George Perez once was. Okay, so Hellboy, Krampus Knot, that's a single issue. I'll definitely borrow that. I like me some Hellboy. Arkham Asylum. I have this in trade paperback, but this is definitely a recommended read. This is some really creepy stuff. Actually, I think I've only read it once. The art in here is very different. It is not regular comic book artwork. It's painted artwork by Dave McKean. Sometimes it's multimedia. See, here's some photography in these other panels here next to the regular stuff. So, very creepy. Very creepy. I need to reread that again. Written by Grant Morrison, Dave McKean on art. Good stuff. Okay, next one. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, again. The thing about Marvel is anytime it seems like the team leaves the book, the writer and the artist, they relaunch it. So here's a new team. This is Jerry Duggan and Aaron Cooter. For Aaron Cooter alone, I will show you guys his art. I don't know if I'm going to borrow it and read it, but Aaron Cooter is a great artist. This is the stuff that I love. It's kind of cartoony, but it's kind of hyper detailed. It's got a lot of texture to it. His hair there. And then just look at Rocket Raccoon here and Groot, Baby Groot. Beautiful stuff by Aaron Cooter. Great stuff, man. Good job. Okay. Daredevil Yellow. I own this. You definitely need to read Daredevil Yellow. It's worth your while. Jeff Loeb, Tim Sale. Basically, anytime these guys get together, it's hard to go wrong. And these Marvel books that they did, can't speak for Captain America White, but I think I own all the other ones in this format digitally. But they're great. Definitely don't pass up on these anytime they're on sale, or if you can read them for free. So, Barbarella, don't care about that. Moon Knight, I heard this was good. Jeff Lemire. Greg Smallwood, that's interesting. Very detailed art. Yes, that is a bird head on the god. I guess that's Khonshu. Reggie and Me, that's one more Archie. Blackout, don't know what that is. Action Comics Volume 1. So this is the first volume of the New 52 series. You got Grant Morrison on writing, Andy Kubert and Rags Morales on art. This is 1 through 8. I think most of this stuff is Rags Morales. He was coming off of Identity Crisis at the time. Not right away, but, this is a couple years later. But Identity Crisis he did, and then he didn't do a whole bunch after that. He did, like, small runs or single issues. He never launched into another book into the stratosphere again after that. I don't know if he had some health issues or whatever, and some of his books were late, and that might have hurt him a little bit in his career here. But this Action Comic stuff is actually kind of interesting. A lot of this, couple issues at least, are the Superman in this outfit here with jeans and a t-shirt and a cape. It's kind of interesting. But where's the number 1 cover? Let's scroll over there. Here you go. Boom, that Rags Morales cover. I think it's a great cover. Superman in a t-shirt. So 3 issues for... Let's scroll over here. Oh, gotta zoom back out. That's not confusing at all. And then here you go. Kubert coming in on 5, 6. And then Morales doing 7. And portions of 8, looks like. I have to give that another shot. And okay, what's next? Skin and Earth, don't know. Danger Girl, Renegades. They had the original Danger Girl series on Comixology Unlimited. I read that and I was not, I don't know, impressed. So I'll skip that. Dexter's Laboratory, Diablo versus Carnage. Let's look at this. What is this? Cullen Bunn. This looks like it could be fun. Alright, let me check this out. Hit borrow. Boom. When in doubt, hit borrow on Comixology Unlimited. There are things that I have borrowed that are no longer on the service that I still have in my borrow. And I can download them at any time as long as they're there. And, you know, so they can giveth and taketh away. But if you borrow it to bookmark, you know, to read later, you have the ability to go back. And I'll show you that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go. Boom. Unlimited, my books. So you can borrow, smart list actually, up to 50 books at a time. Comixology Unlimited borrows them at 42. So let's go down the bottom here. These are the oldest ones that I have not read. Manhattan Projects Deluxe Edition. So let's go to book details. So I have the deluxe editions in here, which means basically it's like 1 and 2, 3. So as you can see, I have borrowed deluxe edition 1, and you may have seen deluxe edition 2. So, but over here are the regular ones. Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, Volume 4, 5, 6. So, 4, 5, and 6 you can't borrow. That's the whole series, right? But, since I have borrowed Volume 2 here, I can read the entire series, you know? Same thing with Chew. Is Chew still on there? Let's go to series details. I have up to 4. Yes, they have actually 4 and 5 I have borrowed, I guess. So, there you go. What else is on there? Thor's is still on the service. Series details. Yes, it is. Okay. So that's one example of why you should just borrow when in doubt. Download it, flip through it, read it later. Okay, so what else is here? Warzone, 1602, Witch Hunter Angela. The 1602 series I think was a waste of time. G.I. Joe, Real American Hero, Godzilla Legends. Looks like I accidentally clicked on that, so we'll look at that. Art by Arthur Adams. Probably just covers 5 issues. Ugh. Yeah, not for me. That's the problem with these licensed comics is that they're not always up to snuff. Justice League, Dark, Volume 1 here. That is a interesting series. Michaela Yannon got his start on that book. He's currently doing Batman with Tom King. Lords of the Jungle, Tarzan and Sheena, featuring an Alex Ross cover, but not any Alex Ross art inside, so we will skip that. Masks from Dynamite. Looks like the Shadow. Who else is there? Green Hornet and Kato and some other dudes I don't know. So, not interested in that. Star Wars Omnibus, Clone Wars Volume 1. Interesting. The Star Wars. Okay, let's talk about this one. I bought this a little while ago and read that. And it was pretty cool. Mike Mayhew on art here. Good stuff. Good stuff. So basically what this is this is a comic book based, here it says at the bottom, the original rough draft screenplay by George Lucas. So this is like the first crack at anything that ever got turned in. and it is wacky as hell. Anakin is in here. Han Solo is in here. 3PO, all these guys. You know, there's no fourth moon of Utapau on in the Star Wars universe. You know, it's crazy. I think Deke, Anakin, what's this guy's name? Was the dad Obi-Wan? It was really weird. Um, yeah, it's just one of these weird things that, like, if you're a Star Wars fan, you owe it to yourself to read this to find out how wacky this was at the beginning. It's 8 issues. It is basically nothing like the Star Wars movies, so it's a completely fresh tale. So it's definitely worth checking out, especially if you got this service and checking it out for free. Okay, so the story of my tits. We'll borrow that. With that title, how can you not? I don't know. It's an art indie comic. Let's look at it and figure out what's up with this. I guess it's a coming of age story about a girl growing her breasts. How many pages is this? 355 pages? Holy shit. That's a long book. Okay, well, it says here the author and artist, Jennifer Hayden, diagnosed with breast cancer at 43, and so it's a story of her boobs and breast cancer. Okay, so this is as it says down here, slice of life. Interesting. The Surrogates, this is the movie, comic book based on the movie, or movie based on the book, I think. Why does he keep doing this? Maybe the app is better. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, this is the Bruce Willis movie that came out a couple years ago. This is almost over 10 years old. I've never read this, so I thought the movie was okay, so I'll borrow that. Check it out. Got a blink there. Ultimatum. Ah, come on, dude. Maybe I won't do this again. Okay, so we're almost at the end here because we're getting into single issues, so that's good. Good news. Here's some X-Men stuff to read. Legion Quest, never read. Inferno, never read that. Ultimatum, you can read, but I don't recommend it. The art is very interesting. I own that? Are you kidding me? I just buy crazy stuff on here. I do like a lot of the Ultimate Universe. This has got crazy moments like Blob eating somebody and biting their head off. The art's really good in that, but I can't say much for the story. It's Jeff Loeb. Like I said, Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale is a must-read. Jeff Loeb and anybody else, toss-up most of the time. So, there's that. Legion Quest and Inferno. These are... One of these... Inferno's a crossover. Let's click on that. Jim Starlin... Not Starlin. Various and Various. Thanks, guys. This looks like Walt Simonson or Louise Simonson on X Factor and Run, maybe. Here we go. Yep, Walt Simonson and Louise Simonson. There you go. First 3 pages. X Factor. How many pages is this? 545 pages. Oh my goodness. So about 4 issues each of these series. 1, 2, 3, 4. 16 issues plus an annual. Holy cow. Legion Quest. Let's click on that since we're talking X-Men. This will be the last one we're featuring here. Merc. 3 issues. 3, 6, 9, 12, an annual, and cable number 20. So 13 issues in an annual, which really counts as 2 normally. Here's some art. I don't know who this is, this artist. Very 90s-ish. Mystique in the background there. Here she is in one panel. Turning into that guy. Interesting. Abraham Lincoln? The hell? Anyway. Oh, this is the story that started Age of Apocalypse, apparently. Interesting. Anyway, that's the picks for March 2019. on Comixology Unlimited. Thanks, guys, for watching. And as always, I will see you guys in the funny pages.